Alan Ritchson fights back against claims Reacher is peak dad TV. Reacher has just concluded its second season on Prime Video as one of Amazon's most successful shows ever, with Season 2 smashing the entire viewership of Season 1 within 3 days of release. Alan Ritchson's role as a gigantic slab of beef with a heart and a brain has proven a massive hit with audiences young and old, but the show being labeled as peak dad TV is something that the actor feels isn't particularly fair or accurate to the show's viewership. Speaking in a new profile with GQ after the conclusion of the second season, Ritchson was asked about the show's dad TV description and revealed, with the exception of scenes like men having their crown jewels cut off and shoved down their throat during an intense battle scene, he felt it was more of a series for the whole family to enjoy rather than just older men. He explained, "Image via Prime Video, it should be made clear that the expression dad TV isn't intended to be insulting. Rather, it actually pinpoints an area of television that is perhaps underserved. The numbers for this don't lie, especially in the case of this series." The viewing figures for Reacher reveal that the audience is 58% male, but more crucially, 2/3 of its viewers are over the age of 50, which would also ring true with Ritchson's remarks regarding older people approaching him to compliment the series. Other procedural shows like NCIS, Law and Order, and even Bosch also hit this demographic nicely. Not all series need to have overly quirky characters, dragons, or fantastical elements to engage viewers. However, there is plenty of anecdotal evidence to suggest that the viewership for Reacher extends beyond that of the 50-plus male demographic. After all, just look at the man, he is one handsome walking refrigerator. Dad TV or not, Reacher can be seen on Prime Video. Filming for Season 3 is already underway. Stay tuned at Collider for further updates. When Amazon Prime's Reacher debuted in 2022, it quickly garnered a devoted fan base, reigniting enthusiasm for Lee Child's iconic character, Jack Reacher. Played by Alan Ritchson, the show presented a fresh and physically imposing portrayal of the former military police major, with Ritchson's towering 6'2" frame and hard-hitting performance bringing the character to life in a way that contrasted with the 2012 Tom Cruise-led film adaptation. However, amid its success, Reacher also became the target of a certain label, one that has ruffled the feathers of some fans and creators alike: Dad TV. This catchphrase, coined to describe shows with an emphasis on brawn, simplicity, and throwback masculinity, suggests that the show appeals primarily to an older male demographic. As if to say, Reacher is only enjoyed by middle-aged men craving their fix of action nostalgia and traditional heroics. Recently, Alan Ritchson responded to these claims, not just to defend the show, but to explore why Reacher transcends this reductive label. With Reacher Season 2 on the horizon, Ritchson is making it clear that Reacher offers far more than a simplistic, testosterone-fueled narrative aimed at dads. In doing so, he's also challenging what this label says about action heroes, entertainment, and the diversity of modern audiences. What is Dad TV, really? The term Dad TV carries a connotation that goes beyond a basic genre description. It's a shorthand for entertainment that fits a particular mold: muscle-bound heroes, straightforward plots, and villains that are easy to root against. Think of shows like Bosch, Yellowstone, or NCIS, which are often tagged with the same label. Dad TV is comfort food for men of a certain generation who long for the gritty procedural thrillers of the 80s and 90s. The label suggests a formula: minimal emotional complexity, high-octane violence, and a leading man who fixes problems with his fists, not his words. But what's most important about this label is its dismissiveness. Dad TV implies that these shows lack nuance, creativity, or relevance to younger and more diverse audiences. It's often used to diminish a show's cultural significance, casting it as something to be consumed passively by a group of people stuck in the past. Ritchson's response: redefining Reacher. Alan Ritchson, in interviews and on social media, has taken this label head-on, arguing that Reacher shouldn't be confined to a narrow demographic or an outdated view of masculinity. Ritchson's portrayal of Reacher isn't simply a throwback to an older generation's idealized hero. He's a modern iteration of strength, intelligence, and complexity. In a recent interview, Ritchson pointed out that Reacher is a multifaceted character. Yes, he's physically intimidating, Ritchson admitted, but he's also a deeply intelligent person. His mind is his greatest asset. In the show, Reacher isn't just a brawler who solves problems through brute force. He's a thoughtful strategist, someone who combines his investigative skills with his imposing physicality. The show frequently highlights his mental acuity, his ability to read people, assess situations, and make quick, logical decisions. This balance of brains and brawn sets Reacher apart from the stereotypical dad TV hero. Ritchson also argued that the dad TV label ignores the universal themes present in Reacher. The show tackles issues of justice, corruption, and personal morality. Reacher's moral compass is one of the show's defining features. He's a man who lives by a strict code, often finding himself at odds with corrupt institutions and power-hungry villains. In an era where anti-heroes dominate much of popular culture, Reacher's clear sense of right and wrong feels almost radical in its simplicity. But this simplicity isn't the product of laziness or lack of depth. It's a deliberate choice to present a hero who, despite his personal flaws, strives for moral clarity. Reacher's broad appeal, one of the strongest counterpoints to the dad TV label, is Reacher's broad and diverse fanbase. While the show certainly appeals to those who grew up with action-heavy narratives, it also resonates with younger audiences, women, and fans of various genres. The success of Reacher on a platform like Amazon Prime, which caters to a wide audience, demonstrates its broader appeal. Social media platforms have exploded with discussions about the show, and many of these conversations involve viewers who don't fit the stereotypical dad demographic. Women, in particular, have embraced the show, appreciating the fact that Reacher isn't a one-dimensional action hero. His sense of justice, loyalty, and integrity, combined with moments of vulnerability, make him more than just a muscle-bound fighter. Many fans have praised the show for its strong female characters as well, who aren't relegated to the sidelines or reduced to mere love interests. In Season 1, characters like Roscoe Conklin, played by Willa Fitzgerald, are given agency, depth, and storylines independent of the male protagonist, a clear indication that the show isn't interested in perpetuating old-fashioned gender roles. Moreover, Ritchson pointed out that the action scenes, while intense, aren't just mindless spectacles. They're meticulously choreographed and designed to reflect the character's mindset and approach. Reacher doesn't fight unless it's necessary, and when he does, it's with calculated efficiency, not gratuitous violence. This focus on precision over excess appeals to viewers who appreciate thoughtful action sequences rather than the bombast often associated with the dad TV genre. The evolution of modern action heroes, at the heart of Ritchson's defense, is a broader commentary on how the action hero has evolved. In the past, action heroes were often emotionally detached, hypermasculine figures who solved their problems with their fists and rarely questioned their place in the world. But today's audiences expect more from their heroes. They want characters who reflect the complexities of the world they live in, heroes who grapple with emotional conflicts, question authority, and have a sense of humor about themselves. Ritchson's Reacher embodies this evolution. He's not just a strongman, he's a wanderer searching for meaning and justice in a world filled with ambiguity. He's tough, but he's also empathetic, capable of forging deep connections with the people he encounters. This emotional complexity is something that appeals to modern audiences who are tired of the one-note action figures of the past.